Hey, I'm Tom, and this is TRB Collectibles, where I go to yard sales, estate sales, and thrift stores. I buy items for a low price and then resell them on eBay for a decent profit. Today, I wanted to talk about the single most item that I've made the most amount of money on eBay. And you know what? It was Legos. You heard that right. Legos. A child's toy. But really, is it? Growing up, it was one of my favorite toys. Even now, I love looking forward to seeing any kind of Lego store and just browsing. Granted, I don't actually have the space to build Legos at this time, but as a kid growing up, it was my favorite toy. I had almost literally every set that they came out with between the 90s and the early 2000s. It was endless possibilities, an endless amount of creativity, an endless amount of imagination, and hours worth of fun. And now my childhood's favorite toy is very valuable and collectible, as I've learned with the last item that I've sold as far as Legos are concerned. To give you a little bit of the background and the history of how I came about to find these Legos, it takes us back all the way back to November. I went to an estate sale that I had never been to before with a company that I had never been to before because they're a little bit farther away from where I live, and I took the chance to go out there and I was greatly rewarded. I picked up a whole bunch of different items. It was the last day of the estate sale and I came all the way out. I had gone through the whole house, the garage, the basement, the attic, you name it. I saw it. I was there for a good amount of time. And I came down to the register and I was in the driveway and it was a bunch of tables. And all the way at the end of the tables was this giant box. And I look in the box and I instantly recognized these Legos because it was the Lego trains that I had as a kid. Now Lego makes Lego trains where the train itself, the Lego that you build as the train, has the power pack that makes the wheels run and you have a remote control to make it go and you control all the switches remotely. But back when I was a kid, Lego had installed it as though it's a model train where the top of the Lego piece is actually metal. It was 9 volts that would run as a current into the actual Lego train track. So it ran as though it's an actual model train, whether it be N scale or G scale, but it's Lego scale. I instantly recognized it. I knew that it was old. I knew it was probably vintage at this point, and I desperately searched through box because there was a lot of pieces of it, a good amount of pieces. I found the box. It said $64. I said to the person that was at the register, because there was nobody else there, I go, how much did you want for the Legos? And he goes, well, what's the price on the box? I said it was $64. He said, it's $32 today. And I was like, sweet, no problem. And I instantly knew before I even checked the eBay comps, because I have sold Legos in the past, but these were loose, used Legos that were, thrown into a box that clearly that the child had left behind a long, long time ago. It was in really great condition. It had the controller, it had all the pieces that it needed, and I went ahead and I looked up comp on one single piece of track, and it was $45. I was like, oh my gosh. I'm going to get these Legos, and I'm going to check out as fast as I can. I can't believe that it's been here until the very last day of the estate sale. I'm surprised nobody has picked this up. So I went ahead and I checked out. I got it all the way home. I went ahead and I comped all the pricing on all the Legos, and I decided to set it as a lot. And I'm gonna place the photo somewhere on the screen at this time so you can see how I took the photo of it as you would see it in the listing. And I went ahead and I listed it at $300. What could go wrong? I was coming into December. I was hopefully going to sell it for that full price in December before Christmas. And I set it and I forget it. Literally. It sat on my shelf. I really didn't think too much about it. November went by. December went by. January went by. February went by. And you know what? I hear the cha-ching on my phone and it sells. And I go, oh my gosh. It sold for $300 plus the shipping. I think the shipping was about $16 to a buyer in Canada. And I couldn't believe it. It's my largest sale that I've ever made on eBay before. and I took $32 and I turned it into $300. It was wild. I was so excited. But here's the thing, you gotta follow all the way through from the beginning to the end. So I went ahead, and the best part about it is the nostalgia of making sure I could pack it and buy it. It was great. I had a wonderful time looking at it, and it just brought back so many positive, good memories. That's always a plus with reselling, is that you want to see these things when you go to these estate sales and yard sales, and you get to buy them, but at the same time they get to be with you for a little while, and then you send them to someone else so you have the time again. It brings back all those really great, cherished memories. So I went ahead and I took it out of the box that I had stored it in. I went ahead and I wrapped each piece very carefully, not each individual piece, but as bundles of 10 as far as the track is concerned. And I made sure that I packed it in the box very carefully. I used a lot of paper, and I sealed it, and I extra taped it because my buyer was in Canada. So technically it was going to go through the global shipping program. And if you're not familiar with the global shipping program, or the GSP program, I'll make a future video down the way, but it's a simplified version of international shipping. But eBay takes the majority of the responsibility. So I pack my package the way I did, and I send it off to a shipping facility, I believe in Kentucky, and really eBay takes it from there and makes sure that it can go through the proper customs and get to the buyer in Canada. But since the product that I was selling was so expensive, I wanted to make sure that it was protected. So I went ahead and I bought the extra insurance on the product. So this way, if anything went wrong, I would still be covered. I'm not sure if it is covered in international once it reaches the international portion of its shipping process, but at least in the US, I would be protected. So I packed up my box, I set it for a pickup, it got picked up the next day, it was on its way, I got the successful global shipping email, it got delivered, I waited to see if anything was gonna happen, and you know what? I got my positive feedback that the buyer was happy, it was packed well, and that they were gonna enjoy that train track that I could pick up at that estate sale back in November. It was a great 360 experience all the way through from the beginning to the end, and I got to be with the item for a short amount of time and have those memories again. And I think that's the best part of reselling, is bringing those thoughts back, but that profit was also helpful as well by getting $32 into $300. And granted, there will be some fees, but that is the most profitable item that I have ever sold on eBay, and it just happened to be used Legos, which is wild. So never pass up the opportunity to look up used Legos. Today, if you liked the video, please be sure to click that like button. If you had any comments or questions, please be sure to leave them down below. And if you enjoyed the video a great amount, share it with a friend and have them click that subscribe button and that bell notification so they know when I release a future video. Well, thank you for watching, and as always, my name is Tom, and this has been TRB Collectibles.